Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and it is day 17 of the Countdown to Christmas series for 2024 with Michele from Scrap Secrets. So I'm just showing you the products that I'm using today. The stamp set is Simon Says Stamp Christmas Cheer, and I have kind of made my own chimney because the theme for today was pull tab or slider. So I am going to use the Lawn Fawn pull tab die, which is meant for the toaster stamp set. I had to have this when I bought the toaster little stamp set because I thought that was so cute. I think I've honestly used this die set one other time, and I have had it for quite a long time. So I thought, don't let it intimidate you, just use the darn thing. So on my little chimney here, I'm just adding the brick pattern. I'm using hickory smoke and some black soot just to kind of grunge it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take that dirty brush and what's on it and some hickory smoke and just kind of make the white not be so stark. The chimneys outside are not, nice and white. They're usually a little bit, grungy. So I wanted to get that look. And now this particular piece of paper that I'm using I made it too small. So I will off screen, after I figure it out, make another one that is much wider. So here is my panel that I used a little notch die from the die set to cut that out so you can have a place to pull. And I'm just using this cloud stencil, I believe is from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm using Salty Ocean, Villainous Potion, and I believe Blueprint Sketch. I could have honestly left the Salty Ocean part out because it ended up being a little too bright. Once I started adding in the purple and the darker blue, I really like that because obviously Santa's not coming in the daylight, he's coming at nighttime. So I did go over these again with the darker colors just so that they weren't quite so bright. So I added a lot more of that darker blue to tone it down a little bit. And I really love how this background came out. I was actually really sad to cover it up with so much of the chimney. So I'm definitely going to have to do this background again with something that it shows a lot more. So while I am ink blending, I just thought we'd talk about this series. So Michele and I have been doing this for the last 2 years. We bring 2 projects a week between now and Christmas, and I can't believe that we have I think it's less than 10 videos to go. Oh my, I got to get my Christmas shopping done. Have you started yours? I need to get going. And Christmas projects that, I always decide that I'm going to make things and then realize, oh, I'm running out of time, and then stress myself out. I don't know why I do that every year. But I am, at the time of doing this voiceover, 6 subscribers away from reaching 1,000. So if I reach that milestone before this series is over, I will add an additional giveaway to this. There is going to be I'm going to do at least 1, if not 2. But if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will have 3 giveaways. So, and this is open to international subscribers as well. So definitely comment on videos because I will select random videos to randomly select my comments from to pick the winners. So the more you comment, the more chances you have to potentially win. So now that I have my ink blending all done, I am going to do some white paint just to give it some stars or snow, whatever effect you want it to be, which really added to it. And I'm going to set that off to dry, and we'll clean up my work surface off screen because, I get it everywhere. And now I am taking just a scrap that is as wide as my chimney and just rough cutting what looks like snow because I wanted it to have an edge of snow. So I'm just going to adhere that using liquid glue so that gives me that look. I could have gone back in and added sparkle pen, but I didn't end up doing that. So then I'm going to stamp out my Santa using some alcohol marker friendly ink. I believe this one, I was going to use the the ink I always use anyway, but that's not really marker friendly, so I used the Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink to stamp that out. Thankfully, it worked with the clear block, and I didn't have to stamp it again because I would have had to flip it over. I colored that with a combination of regular alcohol markers and my Sharpies, and so now I'm just lining this up to try to figure out where I want to put my notch, which I should have put it a little bit lower, I guess, because Santa doesn't pop up as much as I wanted him to, but you get the idea. So I die cut that off screen, and then you take this bar piece and pop the little notches through the hole, and that's where you're going to glue your element to so that it slides up and down. Of course, I'm going to try it after I lay Santa on it and then wonder why it doesn't work. Well, fool, you haven't actually glued it down. So why did you think that it was actually going to work? But anyway, I glue it down and then give it a try and make sure that it works. But I tell you, there are days I go, why, who lets me do this? So we get Santa glued on, and then I'm just going to take some small foam squares along the edge of my chimney, and so that they hopefully can clear it. Well, that's when I learned that it was too small, so I had to redo it. But this little tab comes in the die set, and this is for the back of it. It's not to be glued to it, it's just to wrap around it so that it keeps it stable from wobbling all over the place, so that it keeps it on that track. And there, I can show you that it does go up and down. So now I'm going to show you that I made a bigger one. By about 1/2 inch, and that's my sliding mechanism. Like I said, it doesn't pop all the way out, but it does enough that you can tell that it's Santa with his sack going up or down the chimney. So then I just trim off the excess of that tab, and they have a little holder that I am using some double-sided adhesive. This is the 1/8 inch width, and I'm just coating the entire thing because it also has a little diamond shape, as you can see, or a little triangle. Not diamond, a little triangle, and I am going to color that using a green Sharpie just to give it a little pop. And so with the double-sided adhesive being all over that tab, I can just inlay that right in without having to add any extra glue. And so now that I have that lined up, we're going to color our little triangle and get that popped into place. This project was a struggle, but I do love how it turned out. And of course, because I wait till the last minute to get things done, that I have an idea and then I'm like, oh, I have to execute it and figure it out. Anyway, so I've added a double layer of foam tape to the back of this panel, not anywhere near the mechanism, and adhering that down to an A2 size card panel. And then I am going to stamp the Merry Christmas on a scrap piece of cardstock, and I cut a lot of it out because I was too far down. You couldn't even see what I was doing. But I have cut that out, and I will glue that down to my chimney. And that is going to complete my project for today. I have Michele's channel listed down below, so check hers out to see what she made with today's theme. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them for me down below. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.